On the Rule of the Road. AG Gardiner. Introduction. The essay, On the Rule of the Road, penned by AG Gardiner deals with the theme of importance of our adherence to law and order, appropriate and civilized behavior and the necessity of certain restrictions on individual liberty to keep others' freedom intact for the betterment and amelioration of our society. This essay appeared in Gardiner's anthology entitled Leaves in the Wind, which was published under his pseudonym, Alpha of the Plough. In it, he gives emphasis to conform to the set of principles existing in the society and to ensure that our liberties must be curtailed. Gardiner gives examples like the role of the traffic police officer in controlling road traffic to make his point clear. We should have to adhere to set rules of traffic. Otherwise, if everyone tries to keep their liberty to drive as per their wish, the road would be jammed and that would lead to accidents and chaotic situation. So, we must consider liberty as a social contract and not a personal affair, then only everyone in society can live together in harmony. About the author. Alfred George Gardiner, June 2, 1865 March 3, 1946, was a renowned British author, newspaper editor, and English journalist. He was born in Chelmsford, UK, and in his early life he started working at the Chelmsford Chronicle and the Bournemouth Directory. He joined the Northern Daily Telegraph in 1887 and later on the Blackburn Weekly Telegraph in 1899 in its editorial team. He worked as an editor of the Daily News during 1902 to 1915. He is specially recognized for his essays, written under the pseudonym, Alpha of the Plough. His essays are written under his own initials too are well known. The daily life of the English and the common issues in their lives stand at the core of his writings. His most celebrated and universally recognized works include Prophets, Priests and Kings, Pillars of Society, The Warlords, Pebbles on the Shore, Windfalls, Leaves in the Wind, The Anglo-American Future, What I Saw in Germany, Letters from Germany and Austria, Life of George Cadbury, The Life of Sir William Harcourt, Many Furrows, John Venn and the Progressive Movement, Portraits and Portents and Certain People of Importance. Through his writings, along with common issues of the English people, he projected the socio-political, intellectual, economic, and religious issues and problems of contemporary British society. On the Rule of the Road. That was a jolly story which Mr. Arthur Ransom told the other day in one of his messages from Petrograd. A stout old lady was walking with her basket down the middle of a street in Petrograd to the great confusion of the traffic and with no small peril to herself. It was pointed out to her that the pavement was the place for foot passengers, which she replied, "I'm going to walk where I like. We've got liberty now." It did not occur to the dear old lady that if liberty entitled the foot passenger to walk down the middle of the road, it also entitled to the cab driver to drive on the pavement, and that the end of such liberty would be universal chaos. Everybody would be getting in everybody else's way and nobody would get anywhere. Individual liberty would have become social anarchy. There is a danger of the world getting liberty drunk in these days like the old lady with the basket. And it is just as well to remind ourselves of what the rule of the road means. It means that in order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everybody must be curtailed. When the policeman, say at Piccadilly Circus, steps into the middle of the road and puts up his hand, he is the symbol not of tyranny, but of liberty. You may not think so. You may, being in a hurry and seeing your motor car pulled up by this insolence of office, feel that your liberty has been outraged. How dare this fellow interfere with your free use of the public highway? Then, if you are reasonable, believes that the rights of small people and quiet people are as important to preserve as the rights of small nationalities. On the road, some motorists deliberately use the loud horn for bullying others. This is like the bullying of a small nation of Belgium by a big nation Germany. No one has any right to bully other motorists on the road. It is not the civilized way. It is an improper behavior like harassment of smaller nations by a big nation like Prussia. A person who has bought a gramophone and played the songs loudly on Sunday afternoon has disturbed all the surrounding people. This is not civilized conduct. William Hazlitt, a great writer, said that a person who wants to learn the musical instrument like trombone has a right to learn it at his own home, but he should try to create minimum disturbance. He should practice the trombone in his attic and should keep the windows closed. Similarly, if one would like to play the gramophone at the house, that person should keep the volume low, so as not to disturb the neighbors. Disturbing the peace of others is like going to their gardens without invitation and trampling their flower beds. Sometimes it becomes difficult to decide whose liberty is important. The narrator's friend does not like street pianos, and whenever he finds them, he orders them away. But there is an old lady who loves to listen to the music played on the street piano. Both of them have a liberty either to listen to and not to listen to the street piano. It is difficult to decide whose liberty is more important. The world is complex and we should try to find a balance between individual liberty and social liberty. The rule of the road is an example of the social rules that we need to follow. It is true that all of us have liberty, but we should also understand our responsibility. Our responsibility is to see that the others are not harmed or disturbed or troubled because of our behavior. The essay speaks about social liberty. People give up a small amount of individual liberty in order to preserve collective liberty. People agree to obey traffic laws. They give up some liberties to maximize the liberty of all to drive in a safe and efficient fashion. This is similar to our freedom to steal or murder up this freedom. We give up our desire to steal or murder because we want that others should not steal from us or murder us. Hence,